9 Powerful Reflective Questions for 2021 by Shetty. I've done reflecting, right? I made that Welcoming 2022 video, so I have reflected on the year. But I haven't reflected in detail with detailed questions. I just pretty much reflected on what I want to do intentionally this year versus what I did last year. The first question is, what made you the most happy in 2021? Shetty suggested that you go through your camera reel from January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2021 and go from there. He himself did not take that many pictures and does not take that many pictures, but I, being a vlogger, having camera out all the time, love taking videos and pictures of things, but I'm not going to do it through my vlogs. I'm going to do it through my phone. My first few photos of last year were actually pictures taken from a show called Half and Half, where I took pictures of all the fine black men in the show. Half and Half is an old 90s TV show that unfortunately ended abruptly because that's just how life was back then. But it's a good show. Moving on. The next few pictures were my Creative at Life planners for February. Because I did a Creative at Life subscription box where you get the box and the monthly planner with all these other goodies that go along with it. Starting Creative at Life was such a big thing for me because I got it as an LLC. It's now a very, very legal business. It's currently on pause because I'm trying to build Chance at Life more, but still that. This is a video of me and my friend Melissa walking across this, I guess the beach. I visited her in Connecticut and we went to a beach, and in the beach there's the mainland and then there's a little island and there's a little walkway. We tried walking down there, but at some point it got too deep and our shoes were just not doing it. My shoes weren't doing it either. But we did make it as far as we could. A lot of rocks and water, not a lot of sheets.
We ain't got boots. Well, you got boots.
I don't have the right boots. I for sure cherish my relationship with Melissa. Because we met in the most sporadic way possible and unintentional, but she has been such impactful person in my life, a source of pure joy and encouragement and inspiration, and I'm in love with her. A picture of the okay, I'm not gonna show it, but a picture of the deposit check for the apartment that I have now, which happened in May of 2021. If you see my vlogs previously in my other apartment, you've seen how unhappy I was and the shit that I got through with my neighbors and just how unhappy I was in that energy. It was like no longer for me and it felt like I was rotting in that place. And I just wanted something brand new, and where I am now is just beautiful and amazing and divine, and I couldn't ask for a better apartment. Oh, so also on here are pictures of my best friend's graduation. So cute. And then my other friends, Steven and Janae, were there too, which is also his friends, but you know, we're a friend group. Me and Shetty went to Miami. We went to Miami, and that was one of the best trips I ever had with anybody, to be honest. It was easy, it was simple, it was awesome. It just felt so just flowy and just nice. The outfits on point, the energy on point, the food on point, the drinks on point, people on point, the area on point, the hotel on point, the people on point, Shaneem on point. It was just like so much fun. And then I'm home, and this was the start of me really trying to get my life together in a sense of getting a routine and working out consistently and eating better and treating my body better and loving myself. Back to the reflective question, because that was a lot. What made me the most happy in 2021 were my friends, spending time with them, my connections, and also all the steps that I took in becoming the woman that I am now. I know that's what made me most happy, is my friends and my passion. That's what made me happy. Friends, connection, and taking my time and having ease and not worrying. That's what made me happy in 2021. Long story short.
You look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different, still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my moments, doesn't mean I don't need you. I with your colors. They kinda tell me what I'm thinking. I fell in love with the way we are and the way we lose it. There's something different about it.
I came outside for this question, and it's later in the day, and I feel kind of down, but I'm still gonna answer this question because I think it's the perfect time to answer this question. Second question from the 9 powerful questions posed by Shetty. What made you unhappy in 2021? What made me unhappy in 2021 is still making me unhappy in 2022. What made me unhappiest, and you can't find it in photo galleries or whatever, but what made me the unhappiest in 2021 is spending so much energy thinking about things that I cannot control just to attempt to control them. It's like I go back and forth and fight with myself on what not to do, what not to think of, what not to say, what to say. And if I just didn't have any control, I feel like everything would fall apart. But also, the things, people, relationships, whatever, and how much more energy could I have spent on things like my passion, having fun, and going on adventures and not caring. It made me unhappy to realize how much time, how much energy I spent on doing that. Question number 3 of the 9 reflective questions for 2021 by Shetty. What was the biggest lesson for you this year? And the biggest lesson, while reflecting on what his biggest lesson was, talking about it's not something that comes to you automatically, just something that the general theme, and for me, that is, if I wanted to, I would, and when I really want to, I do. With a lot of my accomplishments last year, and a lot of my growth points, I see that it was done because I really wanted it to be done. I did it because there was a passion inside my soul, a calling inside my soul for me to do it. And it didn't matter if I didn't know how to do it then. It didn't matter what limits were in front of me, because I wanted to and had the passion to do it. I did it. And doing it and learning it came easy. Question 4. What is something you want to do more of next year? This one was a little bit difficult, but I want more variety in my life and more pops of color. And what I mean by that is my mind immediately went to more pops of color in my food, in my apartment, and in my wardrobe. I've been craving certain colors lately, whether that be like different kinds of fruit or vegetables. And in my wardrobe, I have been craving more variety in the colors that I wear, not just like blacks and grays and darker colors. And even in my home, adding roses and flowers and plants of all types have just added more color to my life. Do the smaller things that add variety and a pop of color to my life. Question number 5. What do you want to do less of? Something that I want to do less of is questioning myself once my body has made the decision initially. I've gotten to the point where I can trust myself, where it's safe in my body. And for the things that I'm going towards that are going to be safe for me, I have to stop questioning whether it's right and then double questioning whether it's already said it's wrong. It's not that I don't need signs from the universe to point me in the right direction or to confirm I'm in the right direction. I just want to trust my body a little bit more this year. Question number 6. What was my greatest success of 2021? And this one is an emotional one, because my greatest success also feels like my greatest failure, because I opened myself back up to relationships and dating, and even opening myself up to more friendships. It sounds nonsensical, but the way my life works, the way my life is set up, relationships and friendships have been hard for me. And opening myself up and also getting hurt like I did this year was such a huge opportunity for learning and reward, because yes, I got hurt, but I opened myself up to do so. And it's not about not getting hurt or getting hurt. It's about just opening yourself up to whatever comes its way. Question number 7. What was the greatest failure? What was your greatest failure? And I racked my brain about physical failures, mental failures, and spiritual failures. And I've decided that spiritual failures are not a thing. Divine timing. Mental failures, I think I covered in question number 2 of, what made me unhappy was me thinking way too much about things, and mostly things that I cannot control, and trying to think of ways to control them, and then obsessing over what I cannot control, or obsessing over the unknown. That's mental, whatever. Physical failure, I think physical failure for me for 2021, and honestly I can reflect this back to like my entire life, is not speaking up for myself. I taught myself to be passive when it comes to conflict, when it comes to being hurt, and when it comes to discomfort. I'm always like, you know what, it's not worth speaking up about because it doesn't matter to them. And just like I people please and want to make everything about the other person, regardless of me, myself, when it comes to passivity, that's still making it about the other person. Speaking up for myself, not doing it because of someone else, is still putting myself last. And it doesn't matter if it's a big deal to them. And if I say anything, it won't matter to them. Speaking up for myself and being on my team, being on my side for once, and not like surrendering so easily to disrespect or to other passive behavior is something that I want to change. I remember my greatest breakthrough was when I told somebody my order was wrong. That was a lot for me. So yeah, biggest failure there. If you're not gonna advocate for yourself, who will, right? The 8th question is, what do you want to grow in for 2022? So what are your growth goals, not just goals? And he prefaced this by saying, I know a goal is to start a podcast, but the growth goal is to learn how to start and have a podcast. I want to learn how to be a better filmmaker for my vlogs. I want to learn how to be a better cook. I want to learn how to be a better cook and baker. I can make more meals at home and enjoy the kitchen again like I did when I was little, but with more knowledge. I do want to learn how to start and maintain a podcast for Chance at Life. And I want to learn how to create a membership program on the website that I have now. I want to learn how to maintain a membership program, how to add value to people who are purchasing a membership program for Chance at Life in the spiritual and mindset coaching community. I want to learn yoga because possibly being a yoga teacher has been in the back of my head. Will I do that this year? I don't know, but I want to learn eventually. It's just ticked off for this year, acknowledged and aware, but that is something else I want to do. 9th question of 9 reflective questions for 2021 by Shetty. How did you rest this year? Rest for me was doing absolutely nothing. Laying in bed, watching my favorite movies, and eating my favorite snacks. It had to do with me doing nothing. If I had to put a second on that list, it happened to be tidying up my apartment. But resting and doing absolutely nothing, and then being okay with doing absolutely nothing, because while I practice resting, because it is a practice, because I'm not used to it, my brain is like, we could be doing so many other productive things, forgetting resting is the most productive thing that you can do. That's how I rested. If any of these answers or questions piqued your interest or started a train of thought in your head, please type it down below in the comment section. Thank you for getting to this point in the video. I am grateful for you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
when they sing and dance.